Welcome back to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert. My pal Susan. We're talking about day one, the reunion, because we are in our fourth cohort of students that have gone through this class over the course of 3 years now. And we're, I believe, at the precipice of this growing. Um, People involved in any endeavor, especially one that takes as much time as this one does, and now has a tuition cost to it. What do I get out of this? What's in it for me? How do you answer that when you justify the time and expense that you put into this for your well-being? What do you get out of it?
As an individual person, I look at specific changes in my life outside of the classroom that came about as a result of the classroom, which specifically I would name as an increase in self-confidence, an increased self-image. I mean, that's kind of hard to believe for, a girl who's 72, who's been happy and it's not like I've not had a good self-image, and for it to have been enhanced. Wow, what a gift.
Yeah.
I'll just start right there.
Well, I think those are huge because confidence and self-image may seem like, you know, unattainable levels of, say, the Maslow's hierarchy for people who are stuck in maybe a more primal level, right, of survival. And I think that's one of the ideas that day one tries to take on, is just recognizing, is there trauma? And I think that's, a lot of people have a hard time unpacking that. They'd like to refuse the fact that there was trauma involved with Parkinson's, right? There's ways of masking or denying either the diagnosis or the progress of the Parkinson's, right? And to recognize, oh, once I'm in this space, yeah, actually, I do have some feelings about this that I didn't even realize I was putting off. And by facing them, and again, in this direct manner, the powerful medium of writing, and not just writing, but reading other people's writings and commenting on them, to recognize there's more for me. And I don't, again, and I can even think back to talking about this. You mentioned this threshold of already being a fairly happy individual, despite the challenges. That there was more for you was a little surprising, it sounds like.
Especially because it was improv. The way that you wove games in to a fairly academic sort of thing, uh, for me, um, it took me a while to identify and then to admit that I was shy,
Mm.
and that I was insecure. And
Mm.
I had other excuses for why I didn't want to do certain things, but it got right down to that. And to be in a situation where you're given an opportunity in a fun way to have a deep personal development that then gets translated into everything in my life is amazing. And the way you've structured the program with the writing is a big, it's a pretty high bar. It, I won't say it takes more time, but I kind of do want to say it takes more time than we think it will. I love that you're writing a book about this for the focus that it gives you and therefore us, um, a rationale. Like, we're not just going through the steps of the journey. You're giving us things to try. You're giving us techniques, writing techniques, most notably the metaphor. And most of us fight at the beginning, Robert, because we're not that good at it, and it's really hard to learn how to do it.
I do my best to put that forward. And I think our first group, because I was less confident or aware at the time of the power of the medium of writing and the necessity of it, to say that this is not an optional piece. This is, in fact, A, writing is your birthright based on being in a culturally literate society, which we are all blessed to be. And despite how you may have been trained or even traumatized in your writing, that there's enough in you, I guarantee it, to be able to write at a level that really makes a difference to you and to others. And that's a high bar to clear in theory. However, in experience, what people find, I think, is, oh yeah, this is a safe place, and there's more here. And you got something, but bring it to our next one,
Well,
okay?
I was going to say that in our next dose, let's do another dose.
Yeah, you're leading in. We'll see you in a minute.